Massive shout out to Chelsea.
Good evening. To see you, nice to see you. I think I put that the wrong way around. Not quite sure there. There you go. Well, another Sunday, another day passed. Evening, Sharon.
Massive shout out to Sharon.
There we go. Are you better now, Sharon, though? Hopefully you are. It's I've not had any results yet from mine. Well, I've had a thing from the quacks saying I have to go back in and take some more blood. I think we've got a vampire in the bloody place.
Big shout out, Spiky Speaks Out.
Evening, Noxie. Well, I managed to get a call tonight from the boy. 5 minutes or so. And he sounded upbeat. Just says he's just plodding on. Counting the hours. Something like that. Didn't actually say counting the hours. I put that in his mouth, really. Oh, that's nice, Spiky. I'm glad you had a chat. He seems to be calling quite a few. You just have to excuse me. I'm just slipping my slippers back on. My toes have gone a bit cold. But yeah, he seemed upbeat. I asked him if he was. He said he was. He'd stopped knocking nails in on his upholstery thing, and he was in another. He'd got another thing to do that he doesn't like, and he said what it was, but I couldn't understand what it was, so I couldn't write it down because he can talk a bit funny at times. So Sharon spoke to him today as well. Look, wow, he's doing well, isn't he? Oh, Noxie, that'll make his day. Putting him over your knee. Get in. Is that allowed? I presume he's got your number, Noxie, when you're saying your best phone soon. I presume he has your number. But I had mine, but he didn't ring for 2 weeks. But you can't expect everything, can you? You know, he's got a busy life. You can't expect him to be putting things aside for us. He's got things to do, people to see, nowhere to go. Oh, good heavens. Well, what do we know? Yeah, apparently, Noxie, his writings get a little bit better. I know I haven't had many emails from him. I think I've had 2, but the first one was neither here nor there because I couldn't read it. It was what they call illegible. Illegible, that's a good word. So his writing must be getting better. You know, when I was young and I had to. Well, I didn't have to. You know, I used to write home to mum and stuff, but I always used to use capitals. I could write really fast in capital letters. I don't know why. My writing was a bit shit, but the writing in capitals, at least you could read it. You can't read me writing now. It's like it's all scrolly and rubbish. Maybe it's probably still in bed, Noxie. Had a while, guess.
Big up to everybody in the chat.
There you go. So we're slowly climbing up to double figures. Get in. He's had his visit today from his mum and his brother. So yeah, it's writing's a thing of the past, isn't it? No, I don't think anybody writes nowadays. It's all tic-tac-toeing on the old machines and using predictive text and all that kind of stuff. So you don't have to be a writer nowadays. But when I was young, there was no such thing as texts and messaging and all that kind of rubbish. And you had to queue up to get your turn on the phone. I presume it's a bit like, I was going to say it's a bit like prison, but I don't think it is, because I think you bought your phone from your cell. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, you get out the habit, Noxie, of writing letters, and I know I have. And sometimes when I do write, and when you have to fill forms in and things like that, I look at it and I think, oh God, how are they going to read that? Evening, Notted. Nice to see you. And so you lose the Bibby. Good evening. Straight in, look. Bobby's a pup. Bobby, no, I didn't say. I didn't mean Bobby. That was a bit of a piss take in a tin, as they say. I was trying to read quick what Bibby had put, and unfortunately, my reading's as bad as my bloody writing now. I can't read properly. Half the time I can't speak properly. I get stuck on words. I have great difficulty in shouting, shout-outs. I get great difficulty. Yeah. At least he's not on, baby, so he's not going to see it, is he? But I presume somebody will bloody tell him. Somebody will tell him, hey, you want to get over to Grandad's channel, he's calling you a pup. It was a slip of the tongue, really. We all make mistakes in life. I've made bloody loads. Yeah, it's going to be on fire, Spiky, when he comes out. He was just on about me and him doing something together. And I said, I don't want people watching that. I've got no stories, mate. I'm sorry. He's just all I've got on my notes from when he phoned was plodding on, and time seems to be flying by. So if time's flying by, it must be good. It must be good if time's flying by, because if it was going slow, it'd be crap, wouldn't it? So if it's flying, it means he's doing okay. I presume we will be knotted at some point. I don't think we're going to get away with not having a knees up. Heck, a knees up. Don't do knees up nowadays. So, folks, anybody got out in the chat they want to throw their 10 penneth in? Oh, right. What's that one then, baby? What's it? Homebrewed wine, you can't go wrong, can you? My nephew does homebrewed wine. It's crap, but don't tell him that. Well, I don't tell him that. You can't tell him because you don't know who he is. But I want to know who this flake is. Keep the flake away from the party. But I presume he's going to tell me. Yeah. 8 months and he's out. Can't go fast enough, can it really? Well, like I say, we're nearly to the end of the longest month in the bloody year. The worst month to be in. Yeah. Homebrewed wine can be lethal, can't it? I've never done it, but I've had a few. I'm still lost. Well, I'm not lost. I'm at home. I know where I am. I'm at home. But yeah, Spiky, I did. It's a long, long time ago. Where we trying to think when it was, but his mum and his sister and him came to stay at my pub, and I had I can't remember what computer I had then, but it was a long time ago, and I think it might have been a VIC 20. So that shows you how long ago it was. And there wasn't a lot you could do on it, but what you could do was you could do a painting thing. Don't know what you could call it really. It was a piece of software that Microsoft had thrown out, and it was a basic painting thing. You colour in, but you colour in on the computer, so it's a computer that's colouring it, and so he got hooked on colouring in all these pictures from Microsoft, and of course, as he's going along, he's picking up and he's getting stuck in, and you couldn't get him off the bloody computer. He was on it day and night. But that was quite a while ago, a long time ago. But yeah, he's yeah, these things happen, don't they? It's unfortunately, we know it's not a holiday camp, and they haven't got the best interests of their guests, have they? If you know what I mean. Guests. That's a good word. But yeah, you would think, quite honestly, you would think that they would prioritise mail, because there's nothing better than keeping morale high if they're getting the mail, and they're getting answered and stuff like this. When you don't get it and you start getting all ippy and yeah, they should pull the finger out and sort out the mail system, because it can change people's attitude if they're getting regular contact with the outside world. And of course, if these screws or whatever you want to call these people who lock them up and throw away the keys. Quite a lot of them just do it as a job, don't they? Yeah, it's just one of those things. Yeah. Well, it's all part of life, unfortunately. But yeah, Noxie, that's a good point because, like I just said, so they won't all be there just for the pay packet. Some people do have, I don't know a calling in life, don't they? Some do, but not all. And it's the ones that are in. I can't think of the word. Anyway, it's the ones that there's most of. So, yeah, Spikey. It's just an opposite. You see, I told you I can't speak quick. It was just an observation I was trying to make, based on my own experience. I mean, I haven't been in jail, but I've been away from my family for I think the longest where I was away was 18 months. And, if you don't get a telephone call or you don't get mail, you do get a little bit despondent. But there you go. That's just my thoughts, and you can't change my thoughts because I'm 74 and I don't change anything. What's up there is up there now. It ain't going to change. My view on life is not going to change. So, oh, Kel, surely you've not got a shirt like this. I haven't got any bumps in mine, look. But yeah, that'd be a sight. Oh, I've shown the wrong one. That was the one I meant to show. But yeah, actually, Kels wouldn't be short of a bow tie. She can knock them up like I don't know what I've just done to me bow tie there. What happened? You can't get left and right, can you? Right. Yeah, right. Wrong way. It's that way. That way. That's it. It wasn't in the middle. So oh, that's nice. 5-minute job. I wish it was. Anyway, folks, just as we're a third into the time, so I'd mentioned, tomorrow night, 7:00, me and Bobby will be on live. Well, I'll be definitely on live. Whether Bobby turns up is iffy, It's whether he can keep himself awake nowadays. I don't know what it is. But yeah, 7:00 tomorrow night, my channel. Me and Bobby. and hopefully we'll have something to say. I don't think I'd like a knitted one of them. Forgot what you call it, but one of them. Bow tie. There you go. A knitted bow tie. I don't think it'd look that good, would it really? Saying that, it's amazing what you can knit, isn't it? Well, it's amazing what some people can knit. I remember as being a young boy, being a young boy, and one of the lads I was mates with, his sister was into knitting. She was a lot older, We were young, and she was fairly old, but she was into knitting. And she ended up knitting both me and her brother a pair of swimming trunks. You can imagine what happened when we went in the sea with these swimming trunks on. It wasn't a funny sight. Good job there were no bacons on the beach at the time. Well, they might have been. You don't know what they were doing behind the dunes, watching little boys run around bare-assed. There you go. Apparently, Knox is sat in the chat just wearing a bow tie with a rose behind his ear. I bet that's a sight to see. Not that I want to see it, but I mean, I bet it's a sight to see. But Noxie, if Bibby lays down on the sofa, he'll drop to sleep, mate. Because it's getting fairly late, isn't it? He doesn't hold back, does he? He doesn't hold back at all. But yeah, nobody's putting out in the comments, so nobody wants to bring out up in the. Well, I'm just looking on the other screen just to see if I've missed anything in the anything in the chat. Doesn't look like I have, but there's a few more watching. So
big up to everybody in the chat.
Yeah, so there you go.
Let's bring some positive vibes to this space. Do you know what I mean?
I do. Positivity. That's the word. The word for this week is positivity. Wow, coming out with some big words tonight. I don't know how I'm managing it. And not slipping up. Well, I slipped up once, but that wasn't much. You're just going to have to bear with me a second. Heck, excuse me. I felt that bloody sneeze coming from the back of my head. I thought it was going to blow my glasses off. Nearly did. Thank you. Now, the thing with me sneezing is they normally come in threes, and I can feel another one coming on. And I did look at my other screen so I could just hide my picture so that just in case my nose splattered all over the place. But I couldn't figure out how to do it, so I left it on. There you go. It's gone now. So, Noxie, all the pups are going. That'll be a weight off your mind then, I suppose.
Big up to everybody in the chat.
Evening, Go. Nice to see you. Yeah, sorry, I looked a bit thick there. I was reading that. I was trying to read that, and so I seem to recall that Barry's the runt. Oh, that's nice. At least somebody's taken him. Hi, B. Good evening. Bare knuckle fighting. There you go. Anyway, oh, good heavens. This. Oh, bloody hell. I'm going to sneeze so hard once it'll blow me bloody wig off. No, it can't be a wig, can it? Nobody'd have a bloody wig like that. Anyway, folks, it's nice to see everybody's putting comments in the chat. Some have a lot to say, some don't. But what's the? Oh, I missed it now. It's gone. What's the little hands there floating around the screen? Little hands like that. What does that mean? Somebody will tell me what these emojis mean. Some of them I can pick up on, you know, but some. Oh, right. There you go then. So it's a bit like not that kind of hooray, but close, wasn't it? Wasn't a hooray. It was a yay! Fill your boots. Bob. Bob? Who's Bob? Oh, in is he? That's what it is. Be too busy cleaning out his bean tins. Ready. FaceTime emojis. I mean, that's a bloody sight to see. I don't. Wait, FaceTime? Is that Microsoft FaceTime? Is that what that is? Wow. It's amazing what you can do nowadays, isn't it? It'll all be AI stuff, you know, picking up on what you're doing and then whacking it onto FaceTime. I tell you what, FaceTime's going to get so good that nobody will ever have to do FaceTime again. They'll just click a button and say, oh, just do a FaceTime with my daughter and have a chat. And it'll do it for you. All right. I can't afford iPhone, unfortunately not. Mine's I don't know what you call mine, besides a bag of shit. Evening, Nicky. You haven't missed a lot, to tell you the truth. In fact, you've missed nothing. Nothing of any significance. Besides, I've had a call from Levi tonight, 5 or 6 minutes chat, and he just said he's just plodding on, and well, he ain't counting the days, but you know, days are going by, so he isn't making furniture anymore. He's doing another job, and unfortunately, he said it so quick, I couldn't hear it properly, and I couldn't write it down. And when I said, what did you say? He said it again, but I still couldn't get it, so I didn't ask again anyway. Kelsey might tell me what he's doing, because I presume he'll tell her when he gives her a ring. But wow, well into double figures tonight. What's happened? Is there nothing on TV tonight, or is it come and see what the old git's got to say for himself? Right. Sorry, my mind's gone there because I was reading a comment, and all right, there you go. Kits and components. There you go. That's why I couldn't understand it, because he's got that stupid Yorkshire accent that I can't understand. Yeah, apparently, reading between the lines on the chat, it looks like Levi's not getting his mail at all. So there you go. So yeah, he's making switches and stuff, you know, switches. That sounds a bit complicated, making switches. He'll be doing computer chips next. Yeah, you don't pull the finger out, do they? That's the thing, you know. Like I said earlier, you can't expect a great deal from these people because it's just a job, you know. The agency people, it's just a job. So, and you know, I used to work for when I first started computers as an occupation. I started off with an agency, and you just went and did whatever you had to do and come home and got paid. You wasn't interested, quite honestly. It was just turn up, get your money, do your time, and go home. And as long as you didn't make any mistakes, it was all right. Yeah, I've got a rabbit in my mouth. Not a rabbit, a hare. Well, don't know where that bugger's come from. Yeah, so now I've totally lost track of what I was saying or going. I was going to say something that might have been important. Well, it can't have been that important. I'd have remembered it, wouldn't I? So, unfortunately, it's not. Anyway, just going off kilter or on a tangent or whatever you want to call it. I had on Friday afternoon, I got an email from a cousin on my father's side. It's the first one, the first Danish person who is a cousin or related who've actually got in touch. And quite an interesting. We've been exchanging emails all weekend. That's why I look a bit tired, really. But yeah, it's nice to know that there is other people out there doing the same thing that I'm doing, trying to find people. And she was over the moon that she'd met a Yorkshireman. Until I told her I'm not a bloody Yorkshireman, there's no English in me. But there you go. But yeah, it was it's been quite an interesting weekend. Hopefully, with her help, because she's into genealogy in a big way, and with her help, I'm going to actually sorry, I was reading a line there and I've forgotten what I was saying. Yeah, hopefully she's got a fairly big tree, and she's been doing it for a long time. And because she lives close to where all my ancestors came from, she has access to all the records. And she's been updating my tree over the weekend. So yeah, it's really good. I've quite enjoyed myself this weekend, and I'm getting a little bit excited because I've got that feeling in my water, and I know I'll have to go to the doctors for that, but I've got a feeling in my water that I might just find my father within a short time, because she's got plenty of contacts anyway. But that's going off kilt. So Knotted, yeah, this cousin who's messaged me today was through Heritage DNA, but I don't only have my DNA on my Heritage, I have it on Ancestry, FTDNA, Whose Fool Are You? And I've got it on loads of different places. So, but luckily that my Heritage people have a lot of Danish members, so the records are quite good. So some sites, some of these DNA sites or heritage sites are good for one region, and some are good for another region. So you've got to pick and choose which one you're on about. Anyway. Well, I wondered, Knotted, I wondered why my ears were burning this afternoon. But there you go. And you say you've sent off for your DNA. Is that, have I got that right? Anyway, we'll have a chat, Knotted, and I've got a couple of ideas for you on what you should be doing, quite honestly, at the beginning or while you've got the opportunity. No good me talking over here, because other people will get bored and whatever. So just get in touch and we'll sort out a time where we can have a chat for an hour or so and get you sorted. So anyway, folks, we'll get back to wherever we were in this conversation. And it isn't a conversation, is it? It's a one-way conversation. It's me blathering away about me, really. And occasionally I put in stuff from...
Don't be a troll. It's nice to be nice. Don't be nasty.
So it's nice to hear his voice. So, very occasionally I'll put in something from the boy in the background there. Up here. There he is. Sat up there. And so it's not about me really, is it? It's more about Levi. And when people put in nice comments and stuff and whatever, and it's nice to see it all. It's nice to see so many positive what do you call them? Chats? Don't know what you call them. What do you call those things on the right hand side? Stream, chat, stream. Anyway, that thing that's going up and down the lines there. That. It's nice. And you don't have to think a long way back there when I first started, and I used to get that's it, Nikki, live chat stream. I used to get dickheads in the background there or whatever, and I was forever out with the divvy stick. I can't remember the last time I took the divvy stick out my drawer, quite honestly. So, we don't get any dickheads in, and if we do, they're sat in the background watching, because of course I can see how many's watching. I can see that there's not more watching that are interacting. So, but Axel is really a dickhead. I don't know if he's still in prison, quite honestly. I do keep getting updates from the courts from Hull, but I've not seen his name come up, so he might be out. I don't know. Hopefully he's still in where he belongs. But Rat Boy's in. Well, he was in prison. I don't know if he is now, but and I don't actually look at his see if he's still streaming or anything now. So there's only the tart, and I can't remember her name. I can't remember what her name is, but she occasionally puts up crap, but not on my channel. She puts it on her own, which is okay. And the other good thing about it is she's never banned me, and I still, if I see anything I don't like, I still call her. I can't remember what I call her now, but I call her it. Ed's gone. I'm sat here and my brain's going like that, trying to remember what I used to call her, because she didn't like what I called her. Muppet. That was it. Noted. That's what I called her. A bloody Muppet. She didn't like it, but I'll give her a due. She hasn't banned me. And I did used to put in comments about her being a dosy puppet. So there you go. So she's the only one. She occasionally, and it's not very often, but and I presume, in a few months' time, it'll get a little bit more, because she'll get a gob going again about Nout, like she did before. But it's going to happen. So, Doxy, what's this other divvy that's out there? Because Rat Boy and Mucky Box and Muppet Girl are the only ones I know. But might be worth you telling me so I can go and have a look. Yeah, Kels, that's what it was. It was usually Muppet, and I go on maybe once a month. I just check her channel once a month to see if she's put anything in there, but she hasn't done for a long time. So, like I say, she's gone on to pastures new, and the other thing is, of course, like I said, she'll be back. We know she'll be back. But then Levi can stick up for himself then, can't he? Doesn't have to have an old man having a go at her. Yeah, she has. I noticed she's got a new target, but it's... all right. Okay, Noxie. You can private message if you want. Give me a clue. You're allowed to private message. Or, Jenny, you've got me. It's got my juices flowing now. So, I presume Kelsey knows who you're on about. And she'll probably WhatsApp me later and say, oh, it's so-and-so. But yeah, my head's going here. I'm trying to think of who anyway. No, I'm not on the warpath. I'm just trying to pack out time. You know, I need to talk about something because, you know, it gets to a point where I'm sick of talking about myself because, you know, I can sugarcoat my life. I can sit here and tell loads of lies, really, can't I? You know, who's going to know? Well, the thing about lying, you know, we all know, the thing about lying is you've got to remember when you've lied that the next time you say the lie, it's the same as the one you said previously. You've got to remember the lies you say. So, anyway, I don't know if that's made sense. It made sense in my head when I was thinking about it. There you go. That's what life is. So just in case anybody's missing the stick, that's what it looks like. It's still bright, isn't it? It's very bright red. Red eyes, bright red. So I could hear him screaming there when I was talking about him, so I got him out the drawer. That's it, go. That's what I was trying to get across, and I couldn't think of the way to say it. You have to remember what you actually lied about. Excuse me. So, you know, a lie is a lie is a lie. That's what it is. However, sometimes you can have a memory that is based on truth, but you might egg it a little bit, you know? So it isn't really a lie. It's just, you know, you've tried to make it sound bloody good, when in fact it was a bit iffy. But yeah, you need a good memory. And as you all know, my short-term memory is a little bit iffy. my long-term memory is quite good. I can go back in the day quite often to things that have happened. But again, not everything will be exactly how it was. Because we all remember things in different ways. So two of us could be doing something together, and then 10 years later you might talk to each other about it, and you've got one you've got one memory of how it was, and they've got a totally different memory of how it was. So it's not really a lie, is it? But there you go. That's that filled a few minutes. Filling it out on the way, as we say, ding dong. Evening, Aztec Media. Nice to see you. Thanks for the, I don't know what you could call it, really. It's not a compliment, is it? But somebody will tell me what word to use. And I can't think of what it could be. But yeah, it's nice to see people coming back. And, we're an easygoing chat. We just get on with it. And there we go. Oh no, I was going to say there's a new one, but I can see what that is now. But yeah. Yeah, so there you go. A bit of love to all. Lovely. That's a nice sentiment, isn't it? Mr. Gemmell, good evening. Now, you'll have to forgive me because your name doesn't ring a bell. My head isn't going out, but like it does. But yeah, it's nice to see people. I don't know if you've just been sat in the background watching or whatever, but it is nice when people actually interact. So again, good evening. Thank you.
Big up to everybody in the chat.
Yeah, big up to everybody in the chat. You see, I don't know if I'm old school or I'm just an old man, but all this, remember to say this and remember to say that, and evening, Carlos, and it just goes above my head. I do remember, though. Did I say good evening, Carlos? Anyway, if I didn't, I have now. I do know that when you're watching the when you're watching the live, it helps if you go down to the bottom of the live and just tick that thumbs up. It helps. Now, you might not like it, so you can hit that one. You can hit the thumbs down. You're not going to break my heart, but it's nice to see that people do like what I do or don't like what I do or whatever. It's nice to see the interaction. So yeah, just hit the likes, people. Yeah, and I know it helps. It helps with the big boys in the background. Got loads of thumbs up there, look, buckets of them coming all over the channel. But yeah, just down below, hit the like, and of course, at the end of the live, you can go in and leave a comment. It's always nice to leave comments. I read every comment. Kels, I've been over 300 subs quite a while. It pops every so often. 4 or 5 new ones come along, but 4 or 5 leave, so it stays round about 300. Well, it's nice to know that there's 300 people. It'd be even nicer to know that they all watch the bloody channel. But there you go. Sir Spikey says, hit the likes, people. I'm not going to keep saying it because, it sounds like I don't want you to think I'm begging for people to do stuff, because I'm not. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't, don't. But yeah. So, I don't think I've missed anybody. I don't think I've missed anybody in the chat that we haven't actually said. I've just read that. I've just read that. I don't know what you call it. That chat there, and it's knocked me straight up. I don't. I've got, as you can see, I've gone totally off the plot now. Ed's gone. God, I took my glasses up and I thought that was a flying pig in the background. It's not. It's somebody clapping their hands. So it just goes to show I need my bloody glasses on all the time. So it's nice been chatting. It's nice to know that people watch, and it's nice to know people like what I do, because I do get, I do sit afterwards and think, really, what was that all about? Probably not the right words, but it only happens on a Sunday. Monday nights, it's okay because I've got Bobby in there, so we can bounce off each other, as they say. Whereas on a Sunday night, I'm lost. It's because I'm watching those bloody emojis fly around the screen there. Is somebody writing a takeaway list or something there? Oh, got an egg. Get in. Carlos, that'd be nice. So, yeah, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on my channel. It won't be on Bobby's channel this week because, as far as I'm aware, he hasn't got his channel back. And, it's what it is, as they say. And thank you, Kelsey, for putting in my my link to the genealogy guy. That's me. I'm the genealogy guy. And if you want help, head over to the genealogy guy and ask for help. Excuse me. But anyway, people, just like to say it's been nice. I've enjoyed my hour, and I'm just going to end with Levi just knocking out 1 or 2 things.
Please leave a comment. The stream's about to finish. Leave your comment. Refresh the page. Leave a comment. You can't leave one now. You have to refresh it as soon as it's ended. Please do that. Respect.
There you go. So anyway, folks, it's I've enjoyed my hour, and it's live long and prosper, and TTFN. See you tomorrow night if you're coming.